Hello and welcome back to another video from me, FPL Crusader. Call me Luke. Today we are talking about chip strategy. Now it's the third of my chip strategy series, whatever you want to call it. Today we're talking about exciting ones, wildcard and bench boost. Now, for those that don't know, wildcard and bench boost are quite often played back to back. But let's have a look and see exactly what wildcard and bench boost are. We'll run through the rules first. For those who do know, prepare to roll your eyes for a couple of minutes. If you don't know, listen up, and then we'll go through what I would be doing for my wildcard and my bench boost. And then we're also going to finish off on what my strategy is right now to use up all the chips. I've used up quite a few already, but I've still got a few to go. Now, for wildcard, you get 2 wildcard chips per season. One's playable in the first half, the first 19 games, essentially. And then the second one is activated or able to be activated in the second half of the season. Unlimited free transfers for the 1 game week, and these transfers are permanent. So unlike the free hit we spoke about a couple of days ago, it's not just for 1 game week. These are permanent. Once activated, the wildcard chip cannot be deactivated. A few people have been caught out by that, and then they get a minus 20 or a minus 30. This chip does completely overhaul your squad, so it's a good thing. Like for myself, I'll show you in a few minutes' time. I've recently done a wild chip, my second one, and it worked out really good, at least in the first week. What's the bench boost? So you get one of these per season. Bench boost is basically your 11 players transforms into 15 because you get your bench points included in your week total. So you get the 1 goalie and 3 outfield players counted. It's most popular to use in a double game week because instead of, let's say, an extra 3, you could get an extra 6. It's important to have 90-minute players, however, because it's the double game weeks. The issue with double game weeks is that they can get rested, especially these big squads. Think of Chelsea. Liverpool can do to an extent, especially their midfield. You're probably not going to go for their midfielders, but you definitely do want the attacking wingers, and they could get swapped around as well. But you must avoid rotation risk assets. That's the issue there. On the left there, so I've got game week 33. So that is a bench boostable game week because you've got Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Palace, all in good form. You've got Liverpool, you've got Manchester United, and you've got Newcastle. So 6 of the top 8 teams that are in form currently, I know this is a long time away, but currently have double game weeks. So you really want to pounce on those attacking assets. So let's have a look first at what I would do if I was combining the chips. I'll probably go wildcard 32 and bench boost 33. I'll call it bench beast if it goes really well. Bench boost 33, wildcard 32. If your team's good enough to get through the next 10 game weeks, then congratulations. Mine's not quite that good. Or I should say mine wasn't good enough, going up to 21. So now that it's wildcarded, it has to be good enough to get through this period. But for wildcard 32, you want to change your team around. If yours is a little bit like this, congratulations. Mine was nowhere near it. So we had Martinez in goal, Gabriel, Canate, Hall at the back, Fernandez, Semenyo, Salah would be the captain, Gordon, Hall, Watkins. And on the bench, we had Mateta, Mazraoui, and Huijsen, however you say his name, and Henderson there as well. So what does it look like there? The best team in the comp at the moment on form, Newcastle. You've got 3 Newcastle. You've got 2 Liverpool. You got 1 Arsenal. What else are we looking at there? You got two Manchester United. I think Mazraoui's just the just for the 4.4. He's pretty cheap. And Huijsen, who gets a lot of bonus points, and Semenyo. So 2 of them as well, and 2 Villa. 2 Bournemouth, 2 Villa, and 1 Palace. And if you wildcarded with that team in game week 32, you go straight into game week 33, and you have a myriad of doubles. The only person who's not a double in your entire team would be Gabriel, who's an attacking threat against Ipswich away, and that is a plum fixture anyway. So you got Martinez, who has Liverpool, Newcastle, both at home. That's very important. Mazraoui has Wolves and Bournemouth. Canate has Villa and Leicester. Hall has a double. Gordon, Isaac all have Crystal Palace and Villa. Rodgers and Watkins, they have Liverpool and Newcastle. Salah is the captain this game week. He has Villa and Leicester, both away though. Semenyo and Huijsen, who's on the bench there, they've got Palace and Manchester United. Bruno has Wolves and Bournemouth, but you might want to save coin and go mad. He just got a hat-trick yesterday, so that could be the case. And then one of the things is interesting is why we've got doubling up on good keepers is Henderson has Newcastle and Bournemouth. Now, that's up to you. You might want to save some coin and just go 1 premium keeper and one cannon fodder. But if you're going to do your bench boost, your keeper at least needs to be playing. I've got Flappy, or Fabianski as we call him. And I think I'll keep with him in long term. It's just easier. There's only really 1 or 2 game weeks I'd play him because I've got Pickford as well. See, so if I was playing him, then I'd bench Pickford for the likes of. They're playing Liverpool at home in the final derby at Goodison, but I don't think he's going to get a clean sheet. He might get some save points, but yeah, he's not going to get a clean sheet. So I'll play someone else there. So if I still had these chips up my sleeve and my team was good up until game week 30-ish, I'll pump them out in game week 32 for wildcard and bench beast for game week 33 because that'll give you, what are we looking here? 29 games essentially. So 29 sets of 2 at least. And then your players who score extra points should get you well over that says 70 points maybe from FPL team. I reckon this team here would probably easily get over 100. Yeah. But I'm not a predictor. It's just my personal opinion. Everything I'm using tonight is from FPL team. So if you're not using it, you're definitely missing out. Jump on there. I'm no longer affiliate. Oh, sorry. I've never been affiliated with FPL team. I'm just a massive fan. So if you're not using it, you're definitely missing out. Excuse me. All right. So the next combining chips double game weeks would be for 35 and 36. So wildcard 35, bench beast 36. So for wildcard and 35, you got your Pickford in goal. You got Luca Dean, the FPL troll. I mean, he's trolling a bit, but is he as bad as Munoz has been this season? He's been wanting, and then not returning unless it's been a clean sheet. Got Lewis in goal, Mickey van der Ven. Now that was purely, I put him in there purely, and same with Nkunku. I put them there purely because I needed the cash, and I think Nkunku gets rotated well with Jackson in double game weeks specifically, but that could be anyone else. Just think of that as a price point. Doesn't necessarily have to be Van der Ven or Nkunku. We've got Palmer there, we've got Foden, we've got Rodgers, we've got Salah, we've got Duran, because he will get a spot back. We've got Wood. And on the bench is Sanchez, assuming Sanchez is the Chelsea keeper. We're talking like 14 game weeks away, almost half a season away, so everything can change by then. Then we've got Konate, Murillo, and Gakpo on the bench. So these are all good players on the bench. What does that? So that's your wildcard 35 team. It looks pretty schmick. There's no Arsenal there, but because they don't have a double up, your bench boost 36 looks really good. So you've got 2 players who don't have doubles. Everyone else has doubles. So you've got Sanchez in goal. You've also got Palmer and Nkunku, and they've got Everton at home and Newcastle away. That Newcastle game will be tough, but you're still going to get 2 points from Sanchez, and Palmer will do well against Newcastle. He always does. You got Luca Dean, Rodgers, and Duran, 3 from Aston Villa. They've got Man City away and Bournemouth away. They'll still cause some havoc. We've got Lewis and Foden. The reason I put Foden instead of Haaland, once again, is purely coin. I mean, I'm already redlining it with Salah, Foden, Palmer, Gakpo. These expensive assets. So Lewis and Palmer, they've got Villa at home, and then Southampton away. Southampton away is the plum fixture. We've got Salah and Gakpo as well. They've got Tottenham at home and Arsenal at home. So 2 good home games against 2 good North London teams, but they're at home. Van der Ven is away to Liverpool and at home to Palace. And then Konate shares Salah's games as well. Then we've got Murillo and Wood who are at home to Leicester. So that's a plum fixture for them. Expecting at least 6 points from Murillo and Woody. He's just going to score. On the bench also is Pickford away to Chelsea and away to Fulham. So he should get some good points there as well. So I think the bench beast 36 is looking good. But wildcard 35 looks okay as well. I would probably go the previous one. But this is just another option if you want to go there. If you have multiple Villa players, you get a couple of Chelsea players, you might even have a sneaky odd Man City player, and you got some Liverpool. Bench boost 36 is something to keep in the back of your mind. The reason why I wanted to talk to you about all the chips over the last few weeks is I've used mine, so I need to do a different strategy to someone else. So I've used my second wild card. It was a great success, as you can see. Down the bottom there, this is the live ranking data from FPL team. The old rank going into this week was 3.2 million. My rank was sliding week on week, and it was sliding by hundreds of thousands. So I had to do something. I pulled the wild card, and it worked out well for the first week at least. I had a weekly rank of 58,000. Let's call it 60,000. Points were 101. That was fantastic. And the change was 1 million. So usually in the past, over the last couple of years, if I have a big fall, like so let's say 200,000-300,000 fall, it takes me 3 or 4 weeks to get back there. I'm finding lately it's much harder to go down than it is go up. But this game week, the complete reset was needed, and it worked out pretty well. So as I said, it was wildcard 21. I had triple triple Newcastle, double Forest, but they're on the bench. I got Kanate for the double. He's on the bench. I had 15 FPL assets. Isaac was captain. I had Amad Diallo, 20-pointer, just phenomenal. Pickford got the 1 point. He got a yellow card. Mazraoui only got 2 points because they did concede to Southampton, which is concerning. Munoz and Hall both got shut out, so they got the 6 points. Gordon got 9. Savinho, he's the risk. I'm not sure if you'll play in 22, but moving forward, he just looks so good. He got another assist. Salah was the only blank, so I was never going to bench him. Palmer got 10. Diallo got 20. Mateta got 8. And Isaac got 16, and that doubles to 32 as my captain. I even left Woods 9 points on the bench. So, look, if I benched Salah and played Wood, I was never going to do that. If I did that, Salah would have got a hat trick anyway. So, my only real idea would have been to bench Savio and put in Wood, and that's only really 4 points. So, you can't sneeze at that. But a little bit disappointed with Pickford's yellow card, but hey, it is what it is. So, it was a good game. There was a good wild card for me, 101 points. This is probably what I'll be looking at if I did the blank game week 29. This is what I'll probably do for my free hit. This is how it stacks up. If I made a few transfers between now and then, I've still got 8 game weeks. So this isn't the free hit one because I'm doing free hit 34, I think, which I'll touch on in a sec. But as you can see down the left there, not every team plays. It is a pretty big blank game week. Big by, I mean, there's a fair amount of teams playing. This is how it would look, and I can get there through transfers to players that I'd actually want and I've forecasted to bring into the team. The likes of Semenyo, the likes of Huijsen, Aït-Nouri, and Cunha, because as we know, Wolves and Bournemouth fixtures are pretty average now, but in a couple of game weeks they turn for the good. And I got Pickford and Fabianski there as well. So Villa, Palace, Liverpool, and Newcastle all blank. That's to do with the cup game. So Kanate had to go. Depends at the time how Kanate is going. It's either him, Munoz, or Hall. I'm not entirely sure if Munoz is going to be the great hope or if he's going to continue playing well. Wolves have a plum fixture. They've got Southampton away, and away to Southampton is probably the best. You can have a differential captain for this game week, and I've gone Cunha just as a thought process. Notice there's no Arsenal, so that's one thing that I'm probably overlooking at the moment. But I'm happy to go without them because I don't think they're playing that well. In terms of bankable FPL assets, they're conceding, whilst they're also scoring. It's being spread around very well. So I like the look of this team. Palmer and Jackson are teaming up there. We've got Pickford in goal, Murillo, Huijsen, Aït-Nouri, Ahmad, Semenyo, Palmer, and Mbeumo. And Mbeumo's back. He will be coming back into my team, probably for Gordon at some stage. I've got Wood, Cunha, and Jackson. And I've got nothing on the bench, but for this blank game week, even if they only field 10 players, I think I'll be fine with that one. I think it looks pretty good moving forward, and I don't have to drastically change the team too much for people that I don't like or don't see in my team long term. So it looks pretty okay, I think. The free hit goes into blank game week 34. 8 teams blank. So Villa, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Manchester United, and Spurs. I've gone triple Arsenal, triple Newcastle, double Wolves, double Forest, and Saka is the provisional captain at this stage. I wouldn't mind betting Isaac will be the captain by then. Sells and Wood have Brentford at home. Aït-Nouri and Cunha have Leicester at home. We've got Timber, Saka have Crystal Palace at home. Then we've got the Newcastle boys with the plum fixture, Ipswich at home for Hall, Gordon, and Isaac. And Wobie, just because I'm a Fulham fan, he's coming in for Southampton away, which is the plum fixture. And Mbeumo away to Forest could be a blank, or he could sneak a goal. And then we've got Wood home to Brentford, as I said. The people on the bench, you probably never heard of them. I can't even pronounce that guy's name. I'm assuming he's Polish. And then Pedro Lima as well. So these are players who aren't getting minutes at all, but they're just there because of budgetary constraints. I think this team looks pretty good for a free hit. Hopefully we'll get some decent points out of that. It'll be a low-scoring week, so it might be a good time to use the free hit. A lot of people say use free hit in a double rather than a blank, and just take the upside on the blank might not be as good compared to everyone else, if that makes sense. Like if you just go through the blank and play 8 players or play your normal players, you could get 30, 40 points, whereas this might only get 30 or 40 or 50 points. So depending on how you look at the upside of using this particular chip, it causes some divide within the FPL community. But I think the way my season's going, and everyone's team is different, but the way my season's going, I think it's best for me to use it around about game week 34. And then I think I've got a couple other chips to use after then. So let's jump straight into my chip usage and what I'm going to use them for. The end of my season is either going to be spectacularly fantastic or miserable, because I'm planning on going bench boost 33, free hit 34, and then the assistant manager chip goes from 35 to 37. So hopefully they'll look pretty good. I'll run through them as they are on screen. So bench boost 33. So Villa, Bournemouth, Liverpool, United, Toon all have doubles. So I'll bench boost there. I currently have 7 doublers. And if I have Semenyo, Huijsen, potentially Rodgers and Gakpo, I could have up to 11 doublers for that game week 33. And that'll really help my bench boost. It'll also help my overall points. Triple captaincy, I've already played that in game week 2. Erling Haaland back when he was good. He got 3 goals, 3 bonus, 17 points turned into 51. A lot of people are going to use it in game week 24 when Salah goes to Everton, and also someone else I can't remember off the top of my head. And that, which is very popular. I can completely understand that, especially the form they're in. I think Liverpool, top of the table, you take their talisman, you put the triple captaincy up on them, and it makes complete sense. And I hope you guys get at least 30, 40 points, which triples into 90, which would destroy my ranks. And maybe I don't. No, actually, go for it. I hope you guys get heaps of points. Free hit for me, in 34. So I got no Villa, no Bournemouth, no Chelsea, no Liverpool, no City, and no United. But we do have Arsenal, Fulham, Newcastle, Forest, and Wolves, and they all have good fixtures. We just spoke about it before, but this is the reasoning behind me going with game week 34 free hit. There's a lot of good fixtures there, and you can double up or triple up on those 5 or 6 teams, and you've got an amazing squad. As I said with the wild cards, I've had a turnaround this week. Wild card 1 was played in game week 4. I had 38 points. My rank dropped from 1 million to 2 million. It was shocking. But then I did it again in game week 21. I got 101 points, and I got the same movement, but the other way. I was down at 3 million. I'm now back up at 2.1. And hopefully moving forward, we are going to keep rolling on and keep getting those greens. The assistant managership, for those who don't understand it, I did a video on it earlier. So scroll back through those. If you just want a brief overview, essentially you choose the manager initially, and you get them for 3 game weeks. You can interchange those managers each week if you want. And they get a certain amount of points for certain things. A win is 6 points. A draw is 3. Goals are worth 2. Goals are worth 1 point each, and clean sheets are worth 2. If you choose a manager that's playing teams ranked 5 places above them, then the points for wins and draws are doubled. Or you get an extra 10 points for a win, so that goes from 6 to 16, and you get an extra 5 for a draw. I'm just going to play it safe currently until I get more information about potential doubles coming up. So I've slotted in Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, in game week 35 to 37. As you can see there from the little fixture ticker we've got from FPL team, we've got Wolves at home in game week 35. Then we've got Southampton away, Aston Villa at home in 36, which is a nice double there for them. And 37, we've got Bournemouth at home. If City needs to win these games, they will smoke these 4 games. And they'll probably bring in huge points. They always finish strong in the season. I expect them to be knocked out of the Champions League, so they really need to go hard and try and finish in a Champions League place this season. So I'm banking on Pep to give me all the goods that I need towards the end of the season. That being said, if it doesn't work out and City if they're comfortable in the top 4 and they're out of the Champions League and they don't need to bother, they might rotate, so I might have to go elsewhere. David Moyes is someone I earmarked to play for Everton if they need the points, but we'll see how that goes towards the end of the season. One thing that for sure is we need to be flexible, because there could be more double game weeks announced over the next few weeks. And if so, I might have to refresh some of these ideas. But as for now, this is how my chip usage stands. This is my strategy based on my team, because I've used up both wild cards. I've already used my triple captaincy as well. So I've just got the 3 chips left to play. A lot of people will still have 4 or 5 to go. So congratulations on that, especially if you've got a good rank as well. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name's Luke, FPL Crusader. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Let me know if you want to see more of them, or if there's any other content you want me to include in some of these updates moving forward. I've had a lot of fun making these ones because chips is always a good conversation. So I hope moving forward all your arrows are green and your differential score hat tricks. As I said, my name is Luke, FPL Crusader. Thank you very much.